I love an audience. What do you all reckon about car naming then? All good? Should we do that today? Not very talkative, are you? So in last week's video, things didn't quite go according to plan, and to be completely honest, I was really looking forward to doing that drive. Honestly, I was so looking forward to it. I'd been building it up for weeks, and then, yeah, where you left me at the end of the video, I was, to be honest, quite a broken man. I can't lie, I was devastated by the end of the day. To go all that way to film some nice content, some beautiful scenery, drive this car, and then to lose the front splitter, some footage getting corrupted, doesn't really matter. But yeah, to end up getting sunstroke as well while I was up there, and then having to do a 2.5 hour drive back home with my skin nipping. Yeah, it wasn't ideal, to be honest, it really wasn't. And obviously, after thrashing it down that Glen Etive road, well, when I got the car home, I did feel sorry for it, to the point where I felt that guilty that I thought I need to spend the weekend with it just being me in the car doing some fettling. And that's basically all I've been doing since last week, to be honest. I have now fitted a new lip spoiler, replaced the old one. There was a bit of an argument in my mind about should I leave it unpainted or should we paint it. After putting it on the car in its pure black fashion, I think we'll just leave it like that. Also, fitted some new side indicators, not really anything to write home about. Fly. But you know, it's an easy 5-10 minute job at best, where you basically have to pop out the old ones, change it all over, put the new ones on, and that's it. The power steering fluids, that's also been, well, filled up because it was pretty empty in the reservoir, and you could hear it, not so much in the last video, but I could hear it when I was actually driving the car, especially when we got to Glencoe. There was just this noise coming when you went lock to lock, and I thought I need to have a look at that when I get home. And yeah, sure enough, the dipstick for it was completely empty. I'll stick a clip in here of that. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing here because I might still use this footage, but yeah, unfortunately the mic died while I was trying to film that at the weekend, so yes, it's not been a good week, to be honest. The only other thing I'd done on the car since last week was actually taking the dashboard apart. Well, the speedometer cluster, taking that apart purely to get to the speedo needles, or whatever you want to call them. Purely to get to the speedometer needle housings, because it's always annoyed me since I bought the car that the needles have been caked in muck. They were all quite black at the ends, and yeah, it was needing cleaned. And well, like I say, because I felt that guilty and the car needed a bit of sprucing, I thought, to heck with it, I'm going to spend the time and do that. I would have filmed it, but to be honest, I thought it's not really something anyone would want to watch, I wouldn't imagine. Me sitting in the car cleaning needles. I know that probably sounds wrong, and there's probably a million jokes about Glaswegian needles, I know, but I'm going to refrain from making those jokes. So that's basically all I've done to the car over the last couple of days, just a wee bit of fettling and making sure that everything is okay. I did have to give the car a thorough looking over up on the jack to have a look and make sure that everything underneath the car is still absolutely fine after that Glen Etive run, because I was paranoid. I'll be completely honest, I was absolutely paranoid, especially after losing the lip spoiler. I thought the amount of stones that kept rattling the underside and the amount of bottoming out on the car, I thought, I hope everything else is fine. Oh! Just came into my mind, just remembered, while I was doing the checks underneath the car, I did discover that one of the drain holes in the passenger footwell was not where it should be. So I fixed that with a bit of cold welding, painted it, all that, painted back underside of the car. That was nothing to do with the Glennative drive, by the way. That was purely something that had been like that for a while. I just had never seen it. So kind of got Glennative to thank for fixing that on the car as well. Everything is pretty much perfect now. Well, as perfect as a project car's ever going to get. But the main reason why we're here today, naming this car. Yes, a fortnight ago when I put the video out, there was a few suggestions came in. Now, I did look at pretty much all the suggestions, and I did think, should we do a sort of pick the name out of a hat, or should we do a random, you know, poll, if you like, where basically you can vote for it? But nah, because I seen one name that was suggested by Jackie McCutcheon, and I thought, yes, that name, that is the name of the car. And after I thought that, you know, it was that thing of going, if you're going to name a car, ordinarily, that's a very personal thing, where once you've named it, that's it, that's its name, and it's got to be something that you personally like. Now, as much as I would like to go for the likes of the name Maxi, which I also think is a brilliant name for a car, or a few of the other ones that were suggested. Maxi, for instance, well, I had a dog that was called Max, and he died a few years ago, so, you know, that alone is like, well, no, there's connotations to that name that I'm just not willing to use it. But when I did see the name that Jackie suggested, I thought, yes, that's it. And that was, as far as I was concerned, I thought, nah, it won't matter anymore. If I go for something else, I will still think, I should have called it that. So, what have I named it? Well, I have the envelope with the name in it. Now we'll do a cut swooshy scene of some description, and we'll stick the name on the car. Question is, where? Now, I did think about putting it on the lip spoiler, but the one that's come in the post is a little bit too big for that. So it's going to have to go on and window, and I don't know whether to put it on the front or on the side. Decisions. Come with me. no, don't leave. If you don't like the name Scarlet, we'll change it. Please, come back. Don't leave.